If running a webinar still means chasing slides, forms, emails, reminders, and manual follow-up across Microsoft 365, this walkthrough is for you. In this demo, we'll create the full webinar package: the plan, presentation PowerPoint, registration form, Excel tracking file, the LinkedIn posts, the illustration, email templates for confirmation, reminder, and follow-up, the SharePoint folder, and most importantly, the Power Automate flows that connect everything together. Let's go to your CloudStation account. You must be already connected to your Outlook SharePoint account. Create a new project, Webinar HR, for instance, AI, and send your requests in natural language. Here the request: I want to organize the webinar end-to-end using CloudStation. I would like to build the whole package, store it, and set up the live automation. So please show me each deliverable one at a time and wait for my OK before moving to the next. Here's the details of the webinar. So the title: how to use CloudStation, Charlie, and Microsoft 365 to automate HR use cases while respecting the European AI Act. So the audience, let's say HR leaders, SMBs owners, HR consultant, admin. The date would be on Wednesday, the 12th of August 2026, from 11 Paris time. The tone: professional. First, the deliverables must be in English. And here's the list. So first, I want the full webinar plan. I want the presentation, PPT presentation. I want a Microsoft form for the registration with the question, all the response to be stored within an Excel file. Then I want a LinkedIn promotion posts to promote this webinar and share the registration link. To illustrate this post, an image generation prompt. Microsoft 365 workflow that will, when someone wants to register via the form, all the information will be stored in Excel and an email will be sent to him for a confirmation via my Outlook. And also I will add this person to the meeting. A well-designed HTML email for the confirmations. I want also to send a 24 hours reminder. And once the webinar is finished, I want 24 hours post-webinar with the recording. And during the presentation, I will do live demos. Once everything is validated, I want Charlie to store everything in a SharePoint folder. And obviously, I want her to test everything end-to-end to prove it works, and then to clear everything so I can go live. She has finished with the plan, so deliverable 1 has been drafted. This is the report of the demands. First, to make sure she understood very well my request. So webinar overview, the description. So it is a 60 minutes live session. So first, match AI with the right HR job, apply human in the loop by design, automate the busy work with tools you already own, which is the Microsoft 365 suite, and stay on the right side of the European AI Act in plain terms. Who is it for? So she'll remind the audience, and then minute by minute run of show of 1 hour. So first a welcoming, then the contexts, and then we have several demos, and at the end we have a recap, a live Q&A, and closing. And then we have more detail about each demos. So give me some examples of demos that I can do. Okay. And then I have, if possible, the roles of the different team members that could be helping for the webinar. So the hosting, the presenter, moderator, and a backup if needed, and the checklists of the session. So just before the session and 30 minutes before as well. Some of the key points about the European AI Act. So AI is an assistant, not a decision maker. Human oversight matters most when the stakes are high. Be transparent, keep it grounded and accurate, etc., etc. And the closing and call to action. Okay, so let's say I'm okay with this. I would say okay. All right, deliverable number 2. The registration form with GDPR consent and Excel storage. To open the report, it's the propositions. First, we have the list of the different questions in the form. Full name, work email, organization, role, organization size, HR use cases of interest, country, for the time zone, and what do you hope to learn. Okay, let's say I want some updates, so I will ask Charlie. And also, she proposed the registration consent to use their name and email regarding the communication and the organization of the webinar. And we add also one for the marketing. Well, so based on the description of what she planned for the webinar, she created the PowerPoint deck for me to review. Let's open it and see what she has planned. Automating HR use cases responsibly for a 1-hour presentation. There is some placeholder that I need to update or ask her to update. 3 tools, live demos, and 5 different demos. So first, PDF benchmark, 2 candidates review, 3 meeting notes, 4 employee Q&A, 5 Microsoft 365 automation. And once it's done, we have the recap of all the different use cases in the demos and the Q&A session. And the next step, watch the recording, try the demo yourself, tell us your use cases. So I will just say, okay, and go for the next step. And she created the form. So the Microsoft form, we have the link and we can check it out. Okay, first, so the title with the dates and the different question, full name, email, organization, role, organization size, which use case are interesting for you, other, how does your team currently use AI, what do you opt for, and then we have the consent for the webinar and for marketing purposes. And she asked 2 questions. First, she just indicated that she has shortened the title and if it's okay for me. And the second one, she asked me if I can give her the values for the placeholder. Question 1, okay. Let's the title like this. Question 2, organization is Cloud Station, retention period is 12 months. And here the link of the privacy policy. She updated the information and she created the Excel file related to the registration. She created in the calendar an invitation for the webinars with hidden attendee list, so anyone who is added to the list won't see the information of other attendants, of other people. And then she also created the Power Automate workflow to link the form, the Excel file with the information, to add the people within the calendar invitation, to send them the email confirmation. And she already did a test phase, but she asked me if she should run 2 more tests to make sure that we can add multiple persons to the calendar, or if she could skip it. Let's say yes. A. She tested everything. She cleared all the test credentials, and we have everything here. So first there is the registration form URL, and we have the SharePoint folder with all the deliverables. So we're gonna check both of them, and first we're gonna test the form to see if this will trigger the rest. Full name, email, organization size, the role, etc., etc. Okay, and now let's see the different deliverables that she stored into the SharePoint. Okay, so in this SharePoint folder, we have 9 different items. First, the plan that we reviewed on the first step, then the registration form question that we validated at the second step, then the LinkedIn promotion posts, and then the email generation prompt to illustrate a bit the LinkedIn posts, so we can copy paste it within an email generator. Here the image that email generator proposed based on this prompt. The different automation she built for our workflows. So the journey in plain language, someone registered, their details are saved, they get a confirmation email, they are added to the event, they get a reminder, and they get a follow-up. And we have the step-by-step for the Power Automate flow with the trigger, step 1, 2, 3, 4, explain, 5 and 6, and we also have the data flow, so like a diagram of what is happening. Some design notes, the prerequisites, and we'll check that later. Then we have the 3 HTML for the email, which will be sent in the 3 different parts of our automation. First one is a confirmation email. Let's see the HTML. Here's confirmation email should look like the dynamic first name. Then we have the second email about the 24 hours reminder. So see you tomorrow, again with the name and some remind the dates, the slots, and some use cases. And finally, the follow-up email 24 hours after the webinar. Thank you for joining, with the name, watch the recording. Then we have the script of the demo. For each demo, I should do or not. Then the PowerPoint presentation that we saw and validated at the beginning. And here we can see the Excel file with the information of the registrant. And we can see that as we have already submitted the test for Omnia, we have all the information from Omnia automatically filled in the Excel file through the automation. So now let's ask Charlie where I can actually see the Power Automation workflows that she created. Here, her response, the Power Automate are linked to this account. And here are the 3 live flows. So the first one for the registration, the second one for the 24 reminder, and the third one for the 24-hour follow-up. Let's open the first one. Here, the first one, webinar HR AI on registration. We can see that in the history that it has been triggered 3 minutes ago. This should be the one triggered by our tests with Omnia information. The first step, second step with get the info from the form, add the info to the Excel file, and then send an email to the person with the HTML confirmation email to omnia@cloudstation.io. Then updates the Excel file saying that we have sent to Omnia the email. Then get the event and update the event to add Omnia to the events. And finally, update the Excel registrant file saying that we have added Omnia to the meeting. Let's check our Outlook. We have a meeting on the 12th of August with webinar Automate HR. So she created the meeting, and as we can see, she updated it, added Omnia to the meeting, and she also sent this email to Omnia. Then we can check the second and the third automation, but they should not be triggered as it is not 24 hours before the webinar and it is not 24 hours after the webinar. The first one is a trigger, so she will trigger this one on the 11th of August at 11 a.m., 24 hours before the meeting. Then she will check in the Excel file the different person who registered. And then for the person who consents, she will send an email and we can see the email body with the HTML. And for the third one, should be for kind of the same. Let's open the flow. We have the trigger, we have then the Excel file, and then she will send an email or all the people in it with the HTML body of the email we saw earlier. The capabilities. Charlie can plan the webinar end-to-end. She can draft the PowerPoint deck. She can create the Microsoft form, capture registration in an Excel file. She can prepare Outlook emails and the calendar updates. She organized files in SharePoint, and she can test the Power Automate flows. The ages. She can review everything before the launch. She can use existing Microsoft permissions. She can keep attendee list hidden for privacy. And she can test and give you the proof before going live.